Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Gabriella. I make videos about fragrance, self-care, makeup, skincare, dating, life as an actor. I do vlogs and basically whatever else I feel like talking about. So if that sounds like your jam, please stick around and subscribe. Today, I am gonna make a video all about some unique perfumes that I recommend you try this year. Because a lot of people, they stay in their, one family of perfumes that they like. They go to the store and they might be like, I like floral, and then they get pointed to the most conventional designer floral fragrance, just the newest one that's come out. And a lot of the stuff that's gonna be in stores is, some of it's good, but some of it is not very distinct, not very unique, and something that you could get elsewhere, or you feel like you've smelled it before. So if you feel like you're in a rut with your perfume, you feel like you kind of smell the same, or you want to just be adventurous and branch out this year, then I've got some recommendations for you. I want to shout out the sponsor of today's video, which is fragrancebuy. I work with them all the time. Y'all know that if you're not new to this channel. They are an amazing fragrance retailer online. They're based in Canada, but they also ship to the US. And I always get my perfumes on fragrancebuy, or at least I look there first before I go anywhere else, because they have the best prices. They have niche, designer, celebrity, super high-end perfumes. Basically whatever you are looking for, they probably have it. So I'm gonna link fragrancebuy down below if you want to shop for some new fragrances this year. I'm gonna be sipping on my kombucha. Oh, that's good. This is a blood orange hibiscus rose. That's really good. Let's just jump in. Why not? Okay, so the first two I have are Mugler fragrances. I picked these because, no, gee, don't eat my kombucha. I picked these genuinely because these are some of the most unique fragrances in my collection. I actually don't own full-size bottles of Angel or Alien or anything like that. So these are not going to be, your most famous Mugler fragrances, but even those, what a signature he had. What an artist. So anyway, rest in peace, Thierry Mugler. The next two fragrances are Mugler fragrances. And this one, both of these, it's so funny. I have a weird relationship with Mugler fragrances because they are so unique for like designer fragrances. So unique, so distinct. They're so easy to tell, like when you're smelling a Mugler fragrance. And they're very polarizing. Like people either love them or hate them. They're just not really like anything else. I have a lot of respect for the Mugler fragrances because they're fragrances that are in like Sephora and Nordstrom, but they're really unique. So this one I bought mostly because of the bottle on fragrancebuy. I've had it for a while now. This is Angel Eau Croisiere Eau de Toilette, and it's this beautiful star, and it actually sits like this, which is kind of cool like on a dresser, but since I have so many perfumes, it's kind of annoying to store, but I think it's so cool. So based on the bottle and that it's like a cruise inspired fragrance, I guess, Eau Croisiere, the notes are fig nectar, praline, patchouli, vanilla, and magnolia. So this fragrance is inspired by the cruise spirit. Croisiere means cruise in French. This is a very bright fragrance. It's incredibly unique to me because it's kind of hard to place. It's not totally gourmand where you smell like anything really edible. It's not too floral where it smells like your classic it's just hard to pin down, and I find that with a lot of Mugler fragrances. And because of the notes like patchouli and praline, I would not wear this in very hot weather. So I personally wouldn't bring this on like a Caribbean cruise. But if I were going on a European cruise or a spring vacation, this is a wonderful fragrance to try. It's unique. I can guarantee you're not gonna have anything like it in your collection. And the patchouli is that Mugler patchouli that's almost airy. It almost smells like, a lot of Mugler fragrances to me smell like you're in a very big frozen room. Kind of reminds me of when Superman goes to visit his dad in like the caves. That's what Mugler fragrances remind me of. Just like a lot of space and a little bit like ethereal and magical. So this is a very special fragrance. And then the next one, I have had, it's so funny, I have had this in and out of my like, should I sell it or give it away? Should I keep it? And I just can't seem to give it away. First of all, the bottle is beautiful. I love this. I just can't seem to give it away. And this is Angel Muse Eau de Toilette, and I am not a fan of Angel, the original. It's just not my thing. It's like, it smells a little bit cold and powdery. I think it's very masterful because I can tell the minute anyone is wearing it, it is like such a trademark, but it's just not for me. But I wanted to try Angel Muse because of the beautiful bottle. Really, that's what lured me in. And then the notes. The notes are on the top, passion fruit, mandarin, orange, and lemon. Passion fruit is one of my favorite fruits. It's my favorite flavor. Like if there's ever like a passion fruit margarita, I always get it. In the middle, there's hazelnut cocoa spread, like Nutella, and cassis. And in the base, there's vetiver, akigala wood, chocolate, and caramel. Actually, this might be one to try if you are into the Hugo Boss Private Accord, the one with chocolate and orange, which I'm a huge fan of. This lasts a lot longer. It's not that similar, but the combination of citrus and chocolatey gourmand you might enjoy. This, for me, I think this is a fall winter fragrance, and this is another one where I was, my views on it completely changed, because I think I was wearing this in the spring and summer because of the passion fruit. But really that's only on the top. The other notes are quite, they like carry weight, you know, it's not a fresh spritz on at the beach fragrance to me. You could wear this in the summer, but again, very hot weather in general, I would not recommend Mugler fragrances in very hot, sticky weather. Wouldn't recommend many fragrances. But I would definitely try this because I can almost guarantee that you have not tried a fragrance with passion fruit and hazelnut cocoa spread. Yeah, if you like Muse and you like gourmand, you're gonna like this. If you hate Muse, you still might like this, but it does have the original DNA of Muse in there that I can smell. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Like if you're like, I don't ever want to smell anything even like Muse and I'm not open to it, don't get this. But there's even chocolate in the base, which to me, it's not a melted chocolate like chocolate fondue, it's chocolate shavings. There's almost a powdery aspect to it. It's almost also a little bit biting at times, this fragrance, because I think the vetiver and the citrus, but again, just a really unique combination of notes. I can't deny that this is like a one-of-a-kind perfume, and that's why I keep it in my collection. All right, now I'm gonna get into 2 violet perfumes, because I find a lot of people nowadays, especially commercial-wise, aren't wearing violet. It's not like trendy. It's very, a specific market likes it, including me. Love it. Y'all know if you've been on this channel that my probably all-time favorite fragrance of all time is violet, but we'll get to that next. This one, you're gonna be a little surprised, but this is Daisy Marc Jacobs Twinkle, and I bought it because of the bottle. And it's funny, it's another one where I don't like the original, just like Muse. Daisy's fine, but I don't think I'll ever wear it again because I started wearing it when I was like 12. And then as I got older, it's a little bit biting for me. It's hard for me not to wear it without a headache. So I assumed that I was not gonna be buying any more Marc Jacobs fragrances in general. I've smelled, is it Decadent or something? The one that looks like a green purse. I didn't love that one either. But there are some flankers to Daisy that I love. And this is one of them. And this is unique because it does smell like Daisy, but it almost has a plastic toy element to it, and I think that's why I like it. I know that seems kind of weird. I think maybe that is the violet. I always say this fragrance reminds me of a pool toy. It's kind of like the consistency of these rubbery flowers. That's what this reminds me of. This is not something I would wear to the pool. It's definitely too cutting and too strong for hot weather, definitely. Ideally spring, beautiful spring fragrance, wedding guest, brunch, something where you want to smell nice and clean and elegant. It's quite a safe blind buy, I would say, if you're into Daisy or if you like citrusy florals. Because this is citrusy to me, even though I don't see citrus notes cited. But the notes in here are violet leaf and red berries, violet and white flowers, and white woods. So it's quite simple. but there's really just something I really like about it. It's like a clean fragrance to me with a little added extra. So my favorite fragrance, which I'll mention next, is very violet heavy. And I say that it smells like a bath, that fairies gave you a bath in a magical forest. And that's the bubble bath that they use. That's what it would smell like. So for me, I guess violet is a clean scent that I would enjoy wearing. Because as you know, if you've been on my channel, I don't wear clean laundry. I don't like linen fragrances. I'm not huge into citrus. And you better not come at me with Dolce & Gabbana light blue. So this is my version of clean. It's very bright. There's nothing sexy or sensual about this. If I just want to go out and run some errands in jeans and a t-shirt and feel pretty, this is great. And honestly, this is one where like it's giving the energy of how you would want to run into an ex. Like you just look effortlessly beautiful. It's one of those days where you just naturally feel good. You really haven't put too much thought or effort into your appearance because you just feel great and you're glowing and you feel happy and life is good and you've got fun plans later and you're maybe running to the grocery store or the farmer's market. You throw this on, you run into your ex. They're gonna be like, dang, she's doing really well and she doesn't even have to try. So it's not a femme fatale fragrance, but it is like, I'm glowing. There's just a twinkle about you. I love this. Next, if you are not new to this channel, you're gonna be like, really, you're recommending this? Like, we've heard it all before. But if you're new, sometimes I regret, I'm not into gatekeeping, but this used to be my little secret and now everybody knows about it. And I think Guerlain should give me some commission because I mean, I've probably sold them 200 bottles of this at least. Anyway, hit me up. Insolence by Garland. This is the eau de toilette. This is, oh my God. Every time I smell this, it is just masterful. It is like, sitting on the floor with these videos is a little bit hard when you have a sensitive back. Anyway, I just am so thankful that I can smell, that I have this sense of smell. And I'm so thankful that perfume exists. And I'm so thankful for perfumers when I smell this. Like it makes me, like, you know, you hear music and you're like, I'm thankful for music. Thank God this song exists because it unlocks a part of me. That is how strongly I feel about this fragrance. Like, thank God this exists. It's a candied violet fragrance, and I have some French mints that are like candied violet. It's exactly what this smells like. It's gorgeous, and as I've said, this is the one where, to me, it smells like if you fell asleep in an enchanted forest and fairies had given you a bubble bath, and you woke up and were clean, and the fairies had cleaned you. This is what you would smell like. They would give a bubble bath and spray perfume on you that smelled like Guerlain Insolence. At first sniff, I didn't like this, but I tried it, and this was years ago. Somebody at Disney was like, this is a Disney exclusive. I don't think it is. I don't know why they told me that. But on my skin, different story. And I went on Pirates of the Caribbean, I remember, and like the water reactivated this, and it lasts a long time. Lasts a very long time. So, I just could not get it out of my head, and it stayed on my clothes, and I was like, I think I actually love this fragrance. I don't know many people who dislike it. I know a couple people think it smells like old lady, so if you're sensitive to fragrances where you think a lot of fragrances smell like an old lady, don't get this, because I'm just not that way. It takes a lot for me to think that a fragrance smells like old lady. Maybe Guerlain Shalimar, but I would still wear that, you know? Like, to me, that's not a bad thing. I just know the smell of a vintage perfume. And to me, this doesn't smell like a vintage perfume to me. It just smells very unique and incredible. So the notes are violet, iris, red berries, and orange blossom. I love orange blossom. I love iris because it has a little bit of a perfume, a waxy lipstick type of smell. So to me, this smells like fairy bubble bath and a little bit of waxy cosmetic products. So, you know, delicious face powder, like, or lipstick, I don't know. This is just very unique and I love it. I don't really know if I get compliments on it when I wear it, and I don't care because I wear that 100% for me. Okay, speaking of iris, let's go to an iris fragrance, which is Intense So Iris Extrait de Parfum by Montale. How beautiful is this bottle? I love the colors. Montale bottles are so beautiful. So this is an iris fragrance. This is very, you gotta love iris to love this. If you want a sweet fragrance, if you want something that smells really feminine, this is not it. This to me reminds me of a gin and tonic in that sense of, well, my personal like taste, when I first had a gin tonic, I thought it tasted like celery. I enjoyed it, I didn't mind, but I was like, oh, this tastes like celery for some reason. I think the juniper, something about the gin, the first time I had gin, it was like celery to me. And I still understand why I said that. So this is, if you like this, you may be open to trying this, but this is not sweet. I don't want to say it smells like a vegetable, but it's green. If you like vetiver, I would give this a try. If you like violet and iris, very powdery flowers. It's a pretty dry fragrance. It doesn't smell juicy or wet in any way. I don't think there's any fruit in here or anything. I think it's pretty simple. I have actually really enjoyed this wearing this on vacation. Last summer, I would pay for like tickets to go lay out at different pools at hotels in LA. Or when I did a staycation in West Hollywood, I spent a weekend at the one hotel, and this is what I brought with me. And it is really nice for very hot weather. It's like drinking a gin tonic, ice cold gin tonic in really hot weather. Or like a cucumber water. That's the kind of energy that I get from that, and it's quite waxy, like waxy lipstick. That's how I found out about this. I went to my favorite perfumery in Beverly Hills, and I asked her, and I was like, I want a fragrance that smells like lipstick. And we tried this, and I was like, it's perfect. Not a safe blind buy, I would say. I mean, I'm very adventurous like that. That's the fun of blind buys. But yeah, it is very, very unique. But I would highly recommend it if you like perfumes that smell like cosmetics. And you could even mix this with something citrusy or something fruity. It's also advertised as unisex. So again, it's really not sweet. The notes are iris, sandalwood, and white musk. Give it a try. If you're able to smell it, definitely try it. I have another Montale that I've spoken about on this channel before. This is Oud Lavender Eau de Parfum, another beautiful bottle. And this one is super unique. This is oud and lavender. The lavender is nice and sweet, sweet lavender. And so it doesn't really smell medicinal, but for some reason the combination of oud and lavender is actually pretty masculine. I think lavender by itself seems feminine because it's such a beautiful plant, but it's pretty medicinal, herbal, masculine. It can be kind of biting and cutting. So I think of it as actually a masculine, more masculine fragrance. And oud as well, because oud is so strong. So when I've worn this, I love wearing this in very, very cold weather. That's really the only time I would wear it. I don't even know if I would wear this like with a black gown. I don't know. It's when I'm really like tapping into my powerful, like rich energy. I mean, I'm not rich, but like you want to feel rich, feel powerful, smell rich. This is giving me leather double-breasted blazer out in Beverly Hills with like some pointed heels, fierce, ferocious. Also for men, this would be great. Oud Purple Rose, Montale, I need to try that. To me, it is a great winter fragrance. It's sexy in a distant way. It is like those people who really never let you too close to them, never let you in on their inner world. They're distant, and for some reason it makes you want them more, and there's some kind of like mysterious, it's like Christian Grey, that type of energy, like mysterious and a little bit, you know, reserved, distant, but there's something really sexy there. This perfume will speak for you. It will send a message of, I am powerful, I'm confident, because it is very strong. It will stay for weeks on your clothes. Yeah, I'm confident, I'm strong, I'm wealthy, I am powerful, I am unafraid. It says, you know, it really does send a message. To me, this is a Leo fragrance for Leo men and women. It's very royal, and purple is the color of royalty, very appropriate. So some of the notes in here are saffron, bergamot, lemon, patchouli, some floral notes, amber, oud, sandalwood, white musk, powdery notes. I wore this once working, and the woman doing my hair said I smelled like a sexy rich daddy, and I was like, okay, I'll take it. She was like, but I love it. I can't stop smelling you. So if you have the confidence for someone who, you know, if you're a woman, someone might say, are you wearing cologne? Are you wearing men's fragrance? If you're fine with that, which I am, Oud Lavender. Also, if you're a woman who's into menswear or like into androgyny and kind of confusing people a little bit, or if you want to explore that in the next year, this is another good one. I have another unique fragrance because of the notes. I don't know many fragrances that have these notes, and this is a commercial, this is a designer fragrance. It's what I've been wearing on all my dates recently, and I've been getting endless compliments. So this and another one that I'll mention, but this is Michael Kors Wonderlust, and I've had this fragrance for a while, and this is an almond milk fragrance. Some of the notes are almond milk, bergamot, pink pepper, heliotrope, jasmine, sambac, carnation, sandalwood, benzoin, and cashmere wood. So it's a really warm, God, this is so good. This is just one of the most like complimented and excellent fragrances in my collection. It has really great wear time. It smells so good, and on the skin, you just smell creamy and sweet and delicious. If you love sweet florals, or if you love gourmand, you've just gotta try this. It's perfect for spring and summer. It's really, there's something really carefree and like sunny and happy about this. The advertisements with Gigi Hadid were like very appropriate for this fragrance. It just, that's the energy. Because of like the summery flowers to me and the almond milk, I mean, it's not that heavy of a fragrance. I don't know if I would choose to wear this in fall, winter. I think it would smell good, but it's quite sweet. So, but not sweet in a pastry way or like a gourmand way. It's not very like vanilla, bakery, anything like that, which is what I would more go to for fall and winter. So for me, this is really the perfect sweet gourmand for spring and summer. That's what it is. I just love buying perfumes based on a unique note. That's one of my favorite things. I'll explore by note on Fragrantica, or I'll, you know, find perfumes with a note that really intrigues me, or a combination, you know, like the passion fruit and the hazelnut spread, that I'm like, I have to smell that. And then I go to fragrancebuy and I buy it. And, you know, there aren't many blind buys that I've gotten that I don't like. The only ones are my fault. The only ones that I've gotten that I don't like are amber heavy, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll like this one. No, I don't like amber fragrances, and I need to accept it. But I have hope that I'll find a few that I still enjoy. I think it's totally possible. This next one is another commercial fragrance. This is super, like, everybody knows this brand. This is Lacoste, and the perfume that this is it's kind of a weird name, it's long. This is Eau de Lacoste Elle 1212 pour Elle Sparkling. It was launched in 2015. The notes are spices, red apple, blackberry, mandarin orange, cotton candy, macaron, lily of the valley. Those in the middle is why I bought this fragrance. Musk, vetiver, cashmere wood, and patchouli. This is so great, y'all. I get compliments every time I wear this, especially from women, which I love. In the best way possible. If you used to be into Bath & Body Works or Victoria's Secret body mists and stuff, and you want to venture out into actual perfume, this is a great place to go, because I think it's because of the red apple. It reminds me of, you know, Bath & Body Works. They have those famous apple fragrances. But then the cotton candy, macaron, lily of the valley, there's really like, this is me at my most girlish, you know? And I think no matter what age you are, we all have that inside of us, that like hyper feminine, cozy, I don't know. This taps into a certain part of my personality, and I used to wear this when I was doing American Mariachi last summer. I'm an actor, and there was a show I was in called American Mariachi, and my character was 22, 23, Mexican-American in the 70s, and very innocent, very sheltered, and I wore this to evoke feelings of like innocence and girlishness and hope and optimism and fun and play and like whimsy. That's my favorite word. So this is not inherently a sexy fragrance. If you're a sexy person, you wear this, it's gonna be sexy, but this isn't making a statement of like, I'm very sexy and seductive femme fatale. No, I mean, even the bottle, it's a very appropriate bottle for this. It could be even a little bit more whimsical, but that's not really Lacoste. But yeah, it's just smells like you're really, really clean. You've never sinned in your life, but you are really hoping for your first kiss at the top of the Ferris wheel tonight. And I know that sounds really juvenile. It's not that this smells juvenile. It also reminds me of The Notebook, like the scene at the fair. It just, it's like girlishness, you know, a simpler time before dating apps and ghosting and STDs. Anyway, you gotta try this if you like candy, cotton candy, sweet fragrances. If you're into Lalique Satin or even like Aquilina Pink Sugar, you gotta try this. Also, if you want something along the lines of Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, but you don't want to spend that money, check this out. I love this fragrance. Love it. Speaking of Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, this is another one. This and Michael Kors Wonderlust is what I've been wearing on my dates lately. And I'm not dating anybody. I'm not in a relationship, okay? Just before you ask, but I've been dating, okay? So this is an expensive perfume. But if you're looking to splurge, I mean, I definitely would recommend smelling it before because it's so expensive. Honestly, it's a pretty safe blind buy unless you are sensitive to like white florals and powderiness, because some days, it really depends. I think it depends what lotion I've used and if I've showered that day or not. It like all goes into the body chemistry, but some days this smells a bit dry for me, a bit powdery, where I'm like, ooh, I could almost sneeze. And then other days, it's really, really warm. So I gotta keep track of when I like it on myself the most, because sometimes it's very, very powdery, like sneezy, and other times it is amazing. But the notes are neroli. Love neroli. Neroli smells like Fruit Loops to me, so that's already gourmand in my book. Bergamot, pink pepper, coriander, orange blossom, jasmine, honeysuckle, rose, iris, love it. Sugar, caramel, vanilla, musk, civet, and labdanum. Does that come from an aminal? Oh, it comes from a gland of a civet cat. Oh, now it's replicated with Civitone for ethical, or synthetically replicated for ethical reasons. Okay, those are wild little critters. But, okay, see, it's a little bit different on the Kilian website. But, yeah, this is a little bit different on the website. But I see honeysuckle, rose, marshmallow, a base of amber. See, this is an amber fragrance that I guess I do like, but it's got to be buried beneath other stuff that I really like. Neroli, orange blossom. Yeah, I mostly got this because of the marshmallow note, because I love marshmallows. I just love anything like that. This smells like really nice, expensive hair care to me a little bit. So you are going to smell clean when you wear this. It's not musky. It's not heavy. It's not raunchy. I think this would smell weird if you were in like a hot, sweaty club or out on a hot, sweaty night wearing this. It's not the time. This is like a beautiful angel, Aphrodite. It reminds me of the Aphrodite in the water, that painting. That's what this sort of reminds me of, or like cherubs. Or like Rococo paintings, or anything, the type of paintings that use that really, really pink, like everyone's face was sort of flushed pink. That's what this reminds me of, just decadence, feminine, you know, decadence. It's just great. So if you love gourmands, you gotta try this. Again, it's expensive, so don't recommend totally blind buying it, but if you can be able to smell it, yeah, I mean, I think it's the orange blossom that sometimes can pull a little bit, not powdery like baby powder, but dry. Dry, white florals sometimes are like very dry to my nose, and I'm like, oh, I gotta sneeze. I've said that now 4 times about this perfume. But anyway, yeah, I love this. This is a great date fragrance. You will totally blow them away and intoxicate them. And yeah, and you can just dress normal. That's what I love about like sexy fragrances that send a message. You can just dress. I don't really get crazy dressed up for dates, especially first, second dates, because I'm like, you're not my boy. Like, you haven't shown me that you get to show up to a restaurant with a woman in a femme fatale, like a goddess. I mean, I want to look great, but I'm like, you're not my person. So if we're going to a restaurant, it elevates you to show up with me, right? This is for anybody dating anyone. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong, but you know, on a first date, I'm not pulling out all the stops with wearing something super sexy. That's what I mean, is like, I'm not going full sexy on the first date. Definitely not. I'm not there to seduce you, because that's not what I'm looking for when I'm dating. I'm there to show my personality and get to know you and decide if I want to see you again. But I would like you to think that I'm completely intoxicating and beautiful and marvelous and stunning and the most incredible woman you've ever met. So I do like to wear that. This next fragrance is something that I don't hear many people talk about, but it's unique in the sense that not many people talk about it. The only person I ever really knew about this fragrance from was my best friend, Bernadette. Shout out, she just had a baby like 2 days ago. How crazy is that? My best friend is a mom. She has a baby. She grew a baby and then birthed it. Anyway, I saw her have this on her dressing table back when she lived in San Francisco and I visited her. And I love everything she does and I copy her. So I got it years later. And yeah, Cinema by Yves Saint Laurent. This is the fragrance. And yeah, it's not the most mind-blowingly unique fragrance. It's not weird, it's not polarizing. I don't think anybody would smell someone wearing this and say they didn't like it, you know? But I kind of like that. It's a safe bet. And this is for, you could also wear that on a date. It's kind of mature, so it's grown sexy. It's like Samantha from Sex and the City. That's what Cinema reminds me of. The notes are almond blossom, clementine, cyclamen, jasmine, peony, amaryllis, vanilla, amber, benzo, and white musk. Okay, so there's amber in this one too. This is just a really nice, sweet vanilla fragrance. Oh man, I really want to take this on vacation. Wow. So if you like Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, or if you've been wanting it, this is not a dupe, but to me the energy is similar. This is a little bit more city, metropolitan, sexy. Again, Samantha Jones. This is a little bit like younger, more flirty, coquettish, but it's a similar vein. And I love this. And not many people wear it. I mean, maybe in the fragrance community, but in day-to-day life, I don't really know anyone besides my friend who wears Cinema. And she is already inherently very unique and always like has the best taste in everything. So I'm revealing her secrets, but you gotta try Cinema. So good. That one to me is a safe blind buy. Okay, so this next one I discovered thanks to some YouTube comments years ago. I wanted fragrances that smelled like cigarettes. And I have, what is it called? It's called Jasmin Cigarette. It's a jasmine cigarette perfume, but it's very, it's not sweet jasmine, so I don't always feel like wearing it because I know I'm not gonna get compliments. That one is so unique that I don't know how many people I can recommend it. You know, I thought of including it here, but I'm like, I don't even wear it that much. So, but it's cool to have. This one is Wearable Cigarette. This reminds me of a burlesque star, like Cabaret, something like that. This is Hot Couture by Givenchy. This is the Eau de Parfum, and I believe this is an old formulation or it might be discontinued, but anyway, I found mine on fragrancebuy, and I love it. This is actually, wow, this fragrance is 22 years old. It was launched in 2000. Awesome. So the notes are raspberry, bergamot, orange, pepper, vanilla, magnolia, sandalwood, amber, and musk. I think it must be the pepper and the sandalwood. Maybe it's that mixed with the raspberry. I don't know, because there's not tobacco in here, and it doesn't smell like tobacco. It smells like you have worn raspberry in the most charming way. Like you're at a burlesque club or like a, I don't know, sexy club. Somebody's wearing like raspberry sweet body spray and they went outside to have a smoke break like an hour ago. Or you woke up from a night of partying and you had the best time and you were with like London party girls. This is what you wake up smelling like. It's just really unique. I don't know many fragrances that lead with raspberry and that I really love and that are adult appropriate. Sometimes raspberry smells quite childish to me. This is really good, but it is fruity. The raspberry is definitely very strong, so you need to like it. It's not really jammy. It reminds me of a raspberry macaron, that type. So it's not sticky sweet, but it's not sour raspberry. It is like a raspberry macaron, exactly like that. So yeah, I love this. This is like a macaron and a cigarette outside of La Durée. I don't know. This is delicious. All right, I'm gonna recommend two more that are very unique. This is one by La Maison de la Vanille, Blue Oya. This is Vanille Mugler, which is Lily of the Valley and vanilla. And this is the first fragrance I tried from La Maison de la Vanille. I love vanilla. Can't go wrong with vanilla. Always open to vanilla. It's like sushi. Always down to eat sushi. Food in general, I'm always down. So vanilla is the food of perfume for me. Always down for vanilla. I got this at a cheaper price on fragrancebuy, even cheaper than normal because I bought it as a tester, but it's full and it came with a cap. I love this. It's inspired by the Greek islands, and I used to wear this when I was in Mamma Mia and I played Sophie. I wore this because I just felt like it captured Sophie, and I didn't know that it was inspired by the Greek islands until after I did the show. I was like, how did I choose this perfectly for her? Because the whole show takes place on an island. She was raised on an island in Greece. It's amazing. Anyway, this is just so good. This smells like the Zoella perfume that I used to love from Ulta. It is in the same vein as Hypnotic Poison, but if that's too heavy for you and too Play-Doh-y, try this. But if you love Play-Doh-y fragrances, you're gonna like this. To me, Lily of the Valley has that clean Play-Doh-y or baby doll head, or like, this smells like a sweet baby doll head, and I love that smell. If you like it and you know what I'm talking about, if you know, you know. And it's just so delectably sweet, and this perfume makes me so happy and feel so beautiful. I love this. If you can get your hands on it, please try it. And the last one is not a safe blind buy. I did a smell test a couple months ago, or maybe last year when I bought this on fragrancebuy. Did not like it. I was disappointed. I thought it smelled like cat pee and cleaning products. Now I love it. It's very unique, but I love it. This is Acqua di Parma Magnolia Nobile. I bought it because of the bottle. Amazing. It is a Magnolia fragrance, and it is really like, yeah, I just perceive it differently now than I used to, but I really thought it smelled like Lemon Pledge. It's very citrusy. If you like citrus, you're gonna like this, I think. Again, this was pretty bold of me to get as a blind buy. I think it's because I wasn't really familiar with what Magnolia smells like on its own. So I was like, yeah, Magnolia's a flower, I'm gonna like it. But yeah, this is very, very unique. So the notes are on top, citron, lemon, bergamot, then magnolia, jasmine, tuberose, and rose. I can definitely smell the rose. Vetiver, sandalwood, vanilla, and patchouli. So it's like a really, really bright, citrusy rose floral. I mean, the rose is really sticking out to me now. It used to not, but it's funny how like our senses change or something. The rose is very apparent to me now. It's just a really, really bright citrusy floral. This is, I can imagine this like a wedding in Georgia in the summer or something like that. This would be great for spring, summer, hot weather. Not too heavy, but good, like a glass of lemonade on a hot day. Very refreshing, not heavy in terms of like dark notes, not super sexy, not syrupy. I wouldn't say this is sexy at all in general. I think it's just elegant. You know, you can wear this like in a villa in Tuscany, because of course I'm sure you're all planning your trips to villas in Tuscany, aren't we all? But you know, that's the imagery I get. But it's very, very unique. I have nothing else that even compares to this in my collection, and I love the bottle. That was my video about unique perfumes that you need to try this year, or that you should try. I think pretty much almost all of these I bought on fragrancebuy, so I'm gonna link them down below. Again, shout out to them for sponsoring this video. Love getting my perfumes from fragrancebuy, and I will continue to do so for as long as they exist. Let me know what you plan on trying, or if you've tried any of these and what you think of them, and I will catch you in my next video. Love you so much. Mwah. Bye guys.